Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Child, this episode, it was a lot to say. Um, I thought Dr. Heavenly was on an apology tour. I guess she ran out for Contessa. I guess that's only for people who are actually castmates and not friend of. I mean, man, this episode, this trip had Dr. Jackie and Phaedra praying over this whole group of girls. Chow, 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 chow. Oh, and just, I don't know. Dr. Heavily needs some severe counseling, and she's not going to get it because Dr. Damon is in the way. If he don't say it, if he don't tell her, if he don't suggest it, she's not gonna get it done. But this girl has mama issues, sister issues. She just has deep rooted issues because, baby, where I'm from, and a lot of you too, besties, when someone says yo mama, the next thing should be fighting, like Contessa was trying to do. Yeah, right. They cannot fight it. It's in their contract. Bravo ain't allowing it. That's why Heavenly called for security, just to ensure she wouldn't get beat up. But what you say, your mama, and the way Dr. Heavenly is trying to say, I say your mama, like it's different than your mama. Like the word mama, it ain't about the your, it's the mama part, Dr. Heavenly. And then her mother is not with us any longer. So you really, really owed her an automatic apology from your apology tour, but you didn't give it to her. You just didn't give it to her. And you just got to do better. You just got to do better. Whew. Welcome, besties. You are now behind the shade. Thanks for joining me. I recap your favorite reality shows weekly. Now let's kiki and ha ha and get into another episode of Married to Medicine, Season 11, Episode 6, Rodeo Reckoning. Do we like the title of this episode? Whatever. How do you rate this week's episode? The title is fine. Just it's so much more to talk about. Oh my, it's so just heavenly. No, you gotta do better. You need to grow up. Okay, how about you rate this week's episode, bestie? It was cool. It was good. I wouldn't call it a filler episode, but just coming back from a 2 week Christmas break, and once again, they're still on vacation, just like Potomac is. And it's like, who they been out here on this ranch for heck of long. And I almost needed to go back and rewatch the last episode because, honey, it's been a while. What happened the last time? It's been a minute. So much has gone on. Our besties, I just want to wish you a happy new year. I have had such a good time this holiday season from Thanksgiving to New Year's. And even like today is Tuesday, January 7th. I have had a busy year already, starting from New Year's Day. I organized and cleaned out my closet. That took 7 hours. I also went out with my cousin. I went to visit another cousin who's like an hour and a half away. So that took all day to do that. I hung out with a best friend and we went to church and brunch and wow, 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 wow. Then me and another group of friends went to dinner. I'm just exhausted and I'm probably a little later, like a day late for the review, but you understand, I'm tired. And after this, I'm going to get some relaxation done today so I can be ready, honey. But drop down the comments. Let me know what you thought about this week's episode. And don't forget to like my video. You already know what to do. I don't want to keep saying this, but you already know what to do. Like the video, subscribe, turn your notifications on. Thank you. It's free. It's easy. Help me. I love you. Thank you. Now let's do it. So, Dr. Heavenly got Dr. Jackie so overstimulated. She is in tears. Her hand, finger, arm, something is hurting. Dr. Jackie says she cannot defend this. And she says that Miss Dr. Heavenly, ma'am, you need to take accountability because you just can't say your mama, and you can't say it to someone you're trying to be friends with. That was her full thought. And I wanted to say, I wish you for sure, Dr. Jackie, would have said it to Dr. Heavenly and not to us. I really wish you would have said that to her. She needed to hear that because she doesn't get that at home. She gets, oh, baby, it's going to be okay. You're okay. Don't worry about it. Just be the bigger person and don't worry. She gets whatever. You need to give her that real because she ain't getting that at home. It's easy to tell. And I heard that Dr. Davis said he checks heavily on off camera. He checks her off camera. And I'm like, no, you don't. Or she just don't listen to you. You don't check her. I find that hard to believe. I don't believe it. You do not, because she would act, because you know what it is? Heavenly is getting worse. She's not getting better. She's getting worse. So, Dr. David, you are not telling her that because you would be a hypocrite because you're not doing it with Dr. Greg. Mm-hmm. So back at the table, because some of the girls left to go back to their room. I think it was Sweet Tea, Toya, and I don't remember who else, but maybe Simone at first, because baby, and some came back. Simone came back to the table, but honey, uh, who was left? Phaedra and Quad didn't leave, honey. They was hungry. They was gonna eat their dinner, and honey, Phaedra said the halibut was awesome. She was not. She was gonna eat her fish, honey. So um Heavenly and Jackie are walking back to the room because Jackie can't figure out how to get the go-kart going. And I just had to laugh at that because people who are very smart and had to do a lot of schooling in their profession, like a, a doctor, sometimes they just can't figure out the simple things because they more focused on the harder things in life. That's just me saying it. I kind of have a friend that's like that. She's an attorney, smart as a whip, but it's some common sense things that just are not common. And I blame it on school. Yes, I did. So they get back to their cabin, the cute little glam barn. And Heavenly is like, did we eat? And Dr. Jack's like, no. And they said, well, okay, let's go back. Let's go back. We're going to go eat. So at the table, they came back. So Quad told Heavenly, that your mama comment, you was wrong. You was all the ways wrong. You was loud and wrong. You was loud and wrong. And so Heavenly said she know. She said, I wasn't thinking about her mama. I just said that just to, that's just I said it. So, she get it. And so they like, well, then you need to stop. Like, stop saying that. Like, stop it. But we all know if you've been watching Married to Medicine since Heavenly's been on your screen, you know that she always goes to your mama when she ain't got nothing else to say to you, and you clapping back and you cooking her. She gonna say your mama because that's what she goes to. Heavenly has mama issues, and it's very, very evident. So then Quad go ahead and ask Dr. Jackie, because Dr. Jackie is like, since we're all here, let's all just get it out on the table. Is there anything anybody want to say? Blah, blah, blah. So then Quad asked Dr. Jackie, well, when you apologize, did you apologize to pacify me? And so, because that is a weird apology, Dr. Jackie. I'm like, huh? So she said, Dr. Jackie says, no, I want to be sorry for everything that I've done. And so Quad wanted to fix it, back when they were in Napa, but she couldn't get there. They kicked her out before she could get to it. And I did kind of think that a blank check apology was kind of like, huh? And I mean, it's just like a quick fast. Everything you mad at me, just I apologize for everything, but you don't even know you're not. It's like being accountable, but not being accountable. You're being accountable because you wanted You want to fix it, but you're not clear. Are you clear on what these checks would be written out as? That's what needs to be discussed so that you won't do it again. But maybe if you're gonna send a blank check as an apology, it should also come with "I'm gonna do better," and then maybe it'll make more sense to me. To you, it can be whatever, but to me, it's like I just need you to apologize for everything that I'm mad about, and I need you to know what they are, so you won't do them again. But anyway, because that's what the apology really is, for you to apologize for your behavior and to change the behavior. Okay, she's smart, she knows. So she says no one called and checked on her in 7 whole weeks. She couldn't eat, child. Quad couldn't sleep. She is crying. She doing her dramatics. Do her no, but she actually got real tears coming down her face. She is just crying and just and I'm like, Quad, you the same chick that was fronting on these girls. You said they just co-workers. I remember back at the sister circle, honey, you told them that they was your real sisters and these married to medicine girls was just some co-workers. And you thought what you thought, honey, and now it's all coming back to bite you, huh? You got to be careful how you treat people. This is like a boomerang. It came right on back to your, Quad. So let her cry, but we just gonna let her cry. And it's just like she just playing y'all. Phaedra says this Napa issue is never gonna end. What do the girl want? Our kidney? Exactly, Phaedra. Simone says, you know, her and Quad stay on the merry-go-round. If you like me, you don't, you don't, they go through their ups and downs. And so Simone apologized again for New York. She not apologizing for Napa, but she'll apologize again for New York. And then with that too, Quad, you need to figure out, what are you mad about? Are you mad about New York or are you mad about Napa? Because it always changes. That's why Simone is like, look, I'm not going to keep doing this with you. Figure out why you mad at me and get back to me. Because one time it was this, now it's this. Contessa doesn't want to take the hit for Dr. Jackie falling. But baby, baby, yeah, let them run that tape back. Production did. She don't want to take the hit for Dr. Jackie falling and injuring herself. But here's the gag. Dr. Jackie ain't hurt. So she's gonna pretend she's hurt because she want to teach the girls a lesson, like be about all that, get ready to fight and all that stuff. Like calm down, Dr. Jackie wants you to be quiet and calm down. Quad tells her and Heavenly that she feels like her and Simone got to a good place and she wants to leave it there. She's like, we gonna leave it right there. It ain't gotta go up, it ain't gotta go down. Just keep it right here. Heavenly thinks she said, yeah, you just need to communicate. And what's this voice Heavenly got? What is this? Oh, yeah, you just need to communicate. She she's sure Contessa and herself got some things to let out, but their stuff festered for 2 years and it exploded. What is this voice Dr. Heavenly got? Child, Contessa scared the mess out of her. That's what that was. Contessa scared the mess out of Dr. Heavenly. I hope from here on we see a better version of Dr. Heavenly, but Dr. Heavenly, you need to see a doctor. You do. And it's too bad that you can't let Dr. Greg see you. Uh-huh. Contessa's talking to Phaedra about the Ish show last night, And so Phaedra told her that, she said, you was very hyped, girl. You was hyped, child. You got because I think Dr. Heavenly and Phaedra went for Contessa, and that's how Dr. Heavenly took that. Dr. Jackie, failed. Heavenly knows she's wrong. She says she knows she wrong, and she will own it. Well, you need to own it, and you need to go on over there and make it right. You need to apologize. You ain't got to make it right, but you owe that girl an apology. And I to this day want to ask again, why didn't she give her an apology? And so she said, going to your mama is just my go-to. And yeah, you need to stop that, because who at this age is saying your mama? I ain't heard that. That's high school. junior high maybe. And honey, when you say it, get ready to get hit. And who in their 50s is still saying yo mama? Besties, when was the last time you said yo mama? Come on now. I know some of y'all in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s. You have not said it since something teen was on your age. And it doesn't bother her because she got mommy issues. She says she know how it feels, honey. And they said, how you know how it feels? She said, because Sweet Tea told Heavenly her mama was in hell. Golly. Whew. I don't know why that just tickled me. And Toya told her that she had no sympathy for her when her mama passed away, just because of who Heavenly is. So they didn't care. Huh. So Dr. Jackie doesn't know how Heavenly and Contessa got here. She just like, how did you get here? Because Dr. Jackie is Heavenly's life coach, and she didn't coach this. So she want to know, where did she go wrong in the process? And so Contessa's in the room talking to Phaedra, and she said, I've had long talks with Heavenly. She's a good person. There is some good in Heavenly. And Phaedra says, yes, there is, but she is a mean girl, and the mean girl came out. Phaedra said they can still work it out, about last night, because they still got time there. That's the whole point of being at this ranch, you guys, is for them to work the things out. So Phaedra's telling her that there is time, because remember, this is their trip. Contessa, Phaedra, and Sweet Tea, this is their trip. So Phaedra's like, you still got some time, we got one more night, you can work it out. Contessa's like, yeah, nah, I'm gonna keep my distance because I still can put these hands on her. I want something organically to bring them together. She wants something organically to happen that will bring them together. She said, not this contrived gathering stuff. Yeah, when people trying to make you talk like it's some intervention, like you a kid, like you don't know your true feelings and you got to talk in front of everybody so everybody can have a 2 cents. No. So back in Atlanta, Cecil and Greg and Scott, they go ATV, and I said that's a good little something to do while your girls is gone they gone. I was about to say out the country, but they over there in Orlando. And then Damon went over to visit Eugene. So Eugene tells Damon that Greg seems dismissed at dinner. He just seems like you dismissed him, like you didn't even take anything he was saying into account. You just didn't care. Cecil asked Greg, has he talked to Damon? He said no. And he feels like he owes him he feels like his wife owes him an apology, and she does. Heavenly and Sweet Tea got into the argument. Dr. Greg says Heavenly is unhinged. He had to get involved, and then he became a casualty. So he wants an apology. Cecil and Scott tell Greg to extend the olive branch. And it's like, what? Y'all need to go tell Dr. Damon to extend the olive branch because he paid him dust. Why should Greg have to beg Damon to see what his wife went wrong? No, y'all need to be telling that to Damon. Greg says maybe he should reach out to Damon. I'm like, oh no, you lost already. You done lost the battle already. But they're older they might be more mature than me, but I ain't doing it. Why do you need to extend the olive branch? You ain't done nothing. You are the casualty at war. Like, they need to come to you. So Eugene tells Damon that Greg has a lot going on. In this group, he got a new wife, that's in a friend group with his ex-wife. He was like, maybe you should become the bigger man. Just be the bigger man. And I'm like, yes, Eugene, yes. So Damon understands, but he says, I don't hold nothing against him. Yeah, you don't hold nothing against anybody, but you still might be mad at Heavenly for putting that rumor out that you be sleeping around. But we know you don't hold nothing against anybody, Damon, because you don't care. but you need to care a little bit about what he's saying because your wife is definitely in the wrong. So Eugene's like, I just want everybody to be good, and Eugene and Cecil clearly they have talked and they are trying to get this group back together because baby, that dinner was a mess. Because Eugene was like, y'all getting ready to fight? Because I'm the one sitting right here next to I don't want to be like Dr. Jackie. Child, so back at the ranch, the ladies head out for their last night. They're going out. I don't even understand where they went because it was a whole bunch of people there. And then they went off and had their little bonfire off to themselves. So they had some shots too. And so they're all happy because Quad and Simone are good. They actually greeted each other and kissed and said, "Do we kiss on the lips yet?" Like, not yet, girl. And it's like, kiss on the lips? What? I'm not kissing no grown woman on her lips. Okay. So Contessa apologized for her part in the fallout last night. She said she fell short on being mature and blah, blah, blah. Very good. Simone understands how things got so bad because Jackie over there like, what happened? Like she just ain't been there all this time. Contessa feels they always let Dr. Heavenly off the hook. They always don't hold her, just won't hold her accountable and make her own anything. Phaedra wants them to work on their problems more when they get to Atlanta. Contessa and Heavenly says, well, they want a more organic approach. Something like if they're in the same building and they just speak and then they feel like the energy is good between them and then they're smiling at each other and really genuinely just like, hi, giving each other the eye contact. And then maybe that would be an organic approach to working it out. But Heavenly says, for now, I just want to say hi and bye. So then Sweet Tea gonna ask Heavenly, well, you need to hold on them insults. Well, hold on, Sweet Tea. Ain't nobody talking to you. No one asked you to say anything. Will you please be quiet? Nope. You got to put it on pause. The tension is too bad. You need everybody like, let it go, Sweet Tea. Everybody is telling her, be quiet. Let her go. Let it go. Dr. Jackie, her confessional said, shut up. Be quiet. Do not get this beast going. Then it's going to be you and her all over again. And she going to cook you and blah, blah, blah. And here we go again. Like, just be quiet. They say, honey, Sweet Tea cannot read the room, honey. Well, I just want you to stop it. Be quiet, Sweet Tea. She's still talking. Shut up. So they agree that some good things came out of the trip. Quad and Simone are much better. Toya got her bomb photo shoot, with Miss Chalet and the girls Slate, the Cowboy Carter reject photo shoot and all that. And then Honey Phaedra leads them in a prayer and they head back to Atlanta. Child, they had to have a come to Jesus moment twice in this one episode. So back in Atlanta, we just, they're doing a montage of what's going on at everybody's house. So Heavenly's son is at her dental office, and T.S. Madison is the patient, and T.S. Madison is flirting and talking about, I'm a cougar. If you need a wife, I'll be your wife. Heavenly like, girl, stop and cover up your breasts. Toya is at home with the boys. They're washing her car. She's teaching them how to wash a car real good. So when they get a car, they can go pick up their girlfriends. The youngest one looking at her. Phaedra's at the funeral home with a platinum, a 613. Phaedra's at the funeral home, honey. She one of them 613 girls, honey. And she just a fingering it, looking at caskets. Quad is at the house with her man, telling him she the boss. He like, okay, girl. And so we get to Scott and Contessa. And so they're talking. They're in the backyard because they get some construction work done. The daughter comes back from something. Child, was it swim lessons or was it dance class, gymnastics? She came back from something. Was it something? She was playing with a basketball that was a souvenir. It had signatures on it from the WNBA or something. And contestants like, you would reach for the one ball that I don't want touch. Child, she just bounced it in, honey. Contestant took that ball and threw it over there where it could, in a that what do you call that? Oh God, you guys. You know the thing, the jumpy thing when you was a kid and it's in a cage. She threw it over the net so the girl couldn't bounce the ball no more because she said what she said. What do you call that? The gymnastic thing. You jump on it. Oh, I can't even think of it. And you know, well, I'm gonna keep going, but the real me, I would sit here until I figure out what it's called. But I gotta go. I gotta keep going. So anyway, so they talk, you know, and so Contessa, uh, Scott tells Contessa that Curtis called him saying that Contessa went after Heavenly. And you said you flung and Dr. Jackie went airborne. No, Jackie didn't go airborne. She just descended onto the ground. She didn't go up and then down. She went down. Heavenly says, you know, she's miserable with her husband. Scott is like, what? She's still on that? You know. And so contestant said, yeah, because you know, you're an avoider. You avoid things. And so he was like, you know, I avoid arguments. I don't like to argue. I'm gonna leave because I don't want to argue. And so she said, yeah, you avoiding things to Heavenly, that means you're abusive. And it's all like, huh? So she tells him about her saying, F your mama, F that B. And I'm like, now, wait a minute. We didn't hear all that, but maybe they cut it out, child. And so, did they say that, y'all? Did y'all hear it? Because I didn't hear all that. But, you know, it was a lot going on. But maybe I think they edit some of that out because that was a bit much. Contessa says she won't be triggered by Heavenly the next time. She said, yeah, I got to get it together. I can't be doing all that. He says, yeah, don't choose violence. Just keep it cordial. Okay, cool. So over at Jackie's house, honey, she said she was planning the second Med Gala. So her party planner comes over to help her out, honey. And this year, she wants to raise money for this she want to raise money for, it's called For Kira for Moms, and it's to improve maternity mortality. And so Phaedra comes over too because she asked Phaedra to be her co-chair because, honey, Phaedra has fabulous parties. She knows how to put on a party, honey, and she has a huge network and she can raise money, as always has, always will. Jackie says she is $15,000 in the hole. Phaedra tells her, oh, yeah, how much can we raise? Dr. Jackie asked her. She said, oh, we can get about 100,000. I can call a doctor right now and get 25. And so Jackie is nervous because she thought she can get 25,000 out of the charity, you know, the charity event. And Phaedra, like, I can call a doctor right now and get 25. So she calls the doctor. They don't answer. She hung up real quick so you couldn't hear his name or nothing, right? As she should. And that was the end of the episode, besties. Drop down in the comments and let me know what you thought about this week's episode. It was cool. It was a good wrap up. I'm glad they're back because just being that they were gone and then we had a 2-week break and then they're still there. It's like, it seems like they've been there forever. Come home. Come home. So look like next week is the event. Look like Phaedra didn't get that 100,000 K. And now we know, now Jackie knows why she was nervous. Because Phaedra was all talk and didn't get nothing done. But we're going to see what happens next week. We're going to see. All right. Well, that was it, besties. I'll be back with another recap. Bye, besties.